Tamir, how are you today, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Doing great. I appreciate you coming on. I've never spoken with a student who's also minoring in education, looking to jump into the teaching workforce here next year. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a Black male teacher, a rising, aspiring Black male teacher in the building. I appreciate you so much for coming on doing this special episode. Let me ask you right off the jump, why teaching?
Yeah, I think why not teaching, right? I think oftentimes we think of young Black boys and honestly young Black girls as well to go into to be a lawyer, to be a doctor, and et cetera, or go into civil rights. I look at teaching as a form of protesting. I look at teaching as a form of social justice, and I look at teaching as, and it's very much so political. So I wanted to jump in and serve my community in the best way I know how, and that's to ensure the next generation have the opportunity to disrupt things.
Really, really profound what you said there, especially when you talk about teaching being political. I've spoken to many teachers this year and last during the pandemic about how teaching has become politicized. 2 years ago, you're a sophomore in college and boom, the pandemic hits, right? So knowing that the pandemic has hit, teaching has been politicized, teachers are burned out, teachers are going through the most right now. Why continue on this journey?
Everyone's going to be burned out, right? And I think more now than ever that the next generation needs some folks that's energized and ready to do the service, that care about them, that understand them, that see them. As a Black male who we didn't go through just one pandemic, we went through two pandemics. We went through the pandemic of racism that's been going on for way too long, but has been in the media even more during COVID-19, but also the COVID-19 pandemic, which was disproportionately affecting Black and brown folk at the start. So I think they need some Black and brown folk that's going to jump in, specifically some Black males, because only 2% of our nation's public school teachers are Black males, that's willing to jump in, support them, love on them, but most importantly, prepare them to be disruptors, even while legislators are trying to ban the teaching of actual American history. Let's not even just say critical race theory. They're trying to ban history. So it's now more than ever.
Right. But let's talk about how you're about to become history. 2% of the teaching workforce is Black males in this industry, in teaching. Who inspired you? Who has been that mentor, that person who's like, come on, Tamir, let's keep it up. Let's keep it going. Finish out the job so you can come and do the work as well.
My first Black male educator, who I still follow on Twitter and look at the work he's doing, Matt Kay in Philadelphia. But then I have a big bro named Sterling Grimes, who recently left the classroom, but continues to push and be like, if you really want to do it, I got you. I'm supporting you. Go ahead, go along the way. And he's supporting right now in his current capacity Black male educators throughout the country because he understands how important it is and continues to motivate me to jump in the classroom.
Sterling Grimes, you've got real Black male mentors who are also from Philadelphia. So they're already in the neighborhood with you. They already know the struggles and the grind of the District of Philadelphia schools. And even though he's left the classroom, still pushing you to change the game and continue on. What does that mean as a young brother who's about to jump into the education workforce?
It means a lot because I'm not going to lie. Oftentimes I second guess it. Am I ready to be a teacher? Should I be doing something else? And we can't go away from the knowledge of how much teachers get paid. I'm a first generation college student. I'm like, I can be doing a lot of other things that will make six figures within a year or two, but my dedication to teaching, and he continues to remind me that teaching is a field that you can make money, but most importantly, teaching is the field that you can give back like no other. Because that's going to decide the next doctors, the next teachers, the next lawyers, the next engineers, the next podcast host, right? Because they are going to have someone that loved on them to show them what's possible.
You threw that podcast host in there. You trying to start your own thing too?
Nah, good brother. I'm just going to be here with you.
Well, come on. I appreciate you coming on, man. You do so much in your community with political and education advocacy, but also not only do you have mentors, but you're trying to be a mentor to the next generation at such a young age. How old are you? 22.
I just turned 22 just about not even a month ago.
not even a month ago, right? So he was just able to get into the clubs in Philly and DC. He was just able to get in Rose Bar last week, so.
Hey, we gonna throw that jab. It's good. It's good though.
But it's all in love. But where I was going with that is you're the community engagement, community empowerment coordinator for Edifying Teachers. I've also spoke with the founder, Rudy Ruiz, recently, and he said so many good things about you. But tell us about Edifying Teachers and how we can diversify this workforce.
Yeah, Rudy Ruiz, our amazing CEO. We just launched this venture. Is really ensuring that teachers have the support they need. Specifically, our Black and Brown teachers have the support they need, but also the resources they need to be effective educators, right? I'm a firm believer, not that we just need Black and Brown educators, we need efficient and educated Black and Brown educators that can go in and do the job. And Rudy is ensuring that they have that through his platform, through his app, and throughout the work we're doing at Edifying Teachers. So I tell everybody to tap into us on social media. We're always retweeting, having conversations, and more information will be coming out soon. And we're looking for mentors. If you want to mentor a first-year teacher, or you're an expert in climate or classroom management, and we have a teacher that wants to learn something from you, we're looking for mentors every day and push people to look out Edifying Teachers on social media and at our website.
What classifies an efficient and an empowering and inspiring teacher? What teachers are you looking for in this edification work that you're doing?
I think we're looking for every teacher. The teacher that is just entering the classroom, the teacher that's thinking about leaving the classroom, the teacher that's looking for just some motivation, but also the content expert and a teacher that's like, I am vested. We're looking for every teacher through everything. If they're going through some trials and tribulations, we want you to tap in because we will have the support you need.
Tamir, you're also a founder of UrbEd Education Advocates in Philadelphia, in your community. I always like to talk with my guests who are either going into teaching or who are teachers about giving back to their communities. You're about to go back home and really change the game. This is a phrase that I use a lot with teachers because you all are doing just that, especially during the pandemic. Why is it so important for you to get back home to Philly?
I have two dope nephews who are entering 4th or 5th grade. I'm losing track of how old they're becoming now. And they need a Black male educator. They need to see their uncle into the classroom, showing them the motivation of continuing to pursue education and pushing through tough situations. But most importantly, Philly raised me. That village made me who I am today. So there's no UrbEd, there's no me being a community engagement coordinator, there's no me being an alpha without Philadelphia and without Philadelphia public education system. So even though I've been through the good and bad of that system, it's my turn to give back and to show them that the good and the bad can make some dope educators that's willing to come back and do the work.
And what are you hoping for as you get into education? Two nephews, 22 years old, you're months away from jumping into a life-changing role and job, but you're so young. What is that like for you?
I'm not even gonna lie, I'm scared. It is very often I'm scared of jumping into the classroom because you have 30 young minds looking at you every day for guidance and direction and for just love and care. I'm scared, but I'm excited. And I am prepared, I believe, with the mentors I've had, the support I've had to really jump in and do the work. So yeah, it's a mix of emotions, to be honest. It's a mix of emotions.
I mean, as a young man, I see your excitement, I see your joy. I know you're doing it for the right reasons. You have a purpose. What's your advice to the other 22-year-olds? And what's your advice to the other young Black men, 18, 19, 20, who are in college like you, looking to get into this space?
The biggest piece of advice is that you can do it, right? Regardless. Oftentimes there's the stigma that there's no money in education. You cannot live a comfortable lifestyle, specifically for first generation college students like me. We're always looking at how do we ensure that we break the cycle of poverty, the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. There's money in education, there's an option in education, and that most importantly, we need you in education because without you, we stop the percentage from going up. Without you, that young Black boy that need them or need you to believe in them won't have anyone. And oftentimes we do have to deal with that invisible tax, but oftentimes our young Black and brown boys and girls only have white educators who suspend and discipline them at a higher rate than any other gender or race. So I ask you to just stick into it, reach out to us, check out Edifying Teachers, find that support system, because there's a group of Black male educators and incoming or rising Black male educators that are always here to support and ensure that you have everything you need to succeed.
Tamir, I want to thank you so much for coming onto this show. This is a brilliant conversation. You are so bright beyond your years. You're really making change. We're going to keep talking about how we make change in our communities in Philadelphia and around the country. The community engagement coordinator, empowering the next generation of students, learners, and teachers entering the Black male workforce workspace. He's diversifying education. Tamir D. Harper, thank you so much for coming on the show and being my special guest. Is there anything else you want to leave us with?
Now, much love to you, and thank you for amplifying and I will say even pushing out the message that we need more Black male educators and pushing the work of Edifying Teachers. It takes people like you to actually allow us to do this work. So I appreciate y'all, and I look forward to jumping in the classroom. And make sure y'all watching Abbott Elementary if you want to know what Philly public schools feel like and look like. It's giving you the exact thing right there.
Okay, we got a shout out to Abbott Elementary. We got a shout out to Philadelphia schools. We got a shout out to American University right here in Washington, D.C., uptown, Tinleytown. Thank you so much, Tamir, for everything that you do. I'm excited to see how excited you are to jump into the classroom. Thank you again.
Appreciate that.